We are back for season 2, the new school year. We had, how many episodes did we have last semester?
We had 6.
We had 6
5 in
episodes last
person and then
semester.
1 on Zoom.
And then we had the COVID happened and shortened our school year, but we are back. And today we are joined by now sophomore Matt Moro. I was about to call you a freshman, but you're a sophomore now. Matt Moro, thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So last year was obviously your first year on the team, and we got to see a lot of scoring from you, which was great to see. And obviously we have this pause, which is quite unfortunate. But I guess being the first guy on the show, how about you if you could kind of lay out for anyone listening the whole plan for the season for this year?
So this season with COVID going on, we will be practicing once a week with workouts Monday, Wednesday, on ice practice on Tuesdays. And then obviously guys are working out and getting on the ice as much as they can.
Sure. So what did this summer look like for you guys with everything kind of shutting down around March? When did stuff start to reopen, and when did you get back on the ice?
Yeah, so a lot of stuff, especially like all throughout summer, rinks were closed. So I think guys were just trying to rollerblade or get like outdoor workouts as much as they could.
Sure.
I know some of the guys had buddies with like gyms in their basement, so they were able to work out. But that's
Nice. But now you guys are finally back on the ice as a team, able to run through stuff in preparation for the season.
Yeah.
Kind of make up for the lost time during the off season, which is great.
Yeah.
So as listeners may know, we split the show up into 2 halves. We'll have your personal life, and then we'll talk hockey in the second half. But we want to first learn more about you, school-wise and stuff. So start off, what made you come to Lewis? Was it kind of the academic side? Was it hockey? Was it both? Kind of take us through that thought process.
Yeah, it was a little bit of both.
Okay.
I'm an aviation major, UAS, so that was a big part where Lewis was a really good school for that.
Sure.
And then also the plus side was being able to play hockey as well.
Sure. So was it a first Lewis with the aviation program, and then hockey was kind of an additional thing that came with it?
Yeah, I'd say education is probably most important to me, and then hockey would be a plus.
Okay, so considering that you chose the school education first, what was your recruiting process like in terms of some guy that comes for hockey primarily? How does it differ in that regard?
So at the start, I was looking at just Western Michigan and here.
Okay.
I liked here better just because it was a little smaller and it felt more personal.
Sure.
So I came here and visited, and I just knew I liked it right away. I liked the atmosphere.
Just
and
kind of had that feel.
Yeah.
Sure. So then how did you go from, kind of deciding on the school to getting in talks with the team about playing?
So Colton Edling actually helped me get into hockey. He was a race coach for my high school.
Okay.
He helped me get in touch with the coaches, and he would talk me up to the coaches.
Sure. So kind of having that connection with the player already.
Yeah.
That's great. So you mentioned that you're a UAS major, which is unmanned aircraft system, correct?
Yes.
So is that like drones and stuff, or
Yeah.
what kind of? Okay, that's cool. What do you want to do with that someday?
The goal right now is to join the military. Not
Okay.
sure which branch yet, but we'll see. Either that or see how the field plays out, what jobs I can get there.
Sure. Just something drone-wise.
Yeah.
That's cool though. That's kind of one of the careers that have kind of sprouted up in what the last 10
Yeah.
years almost, and it's a newer one. That's really neat. Let's talk more about school. What teacher so far in your kind of year plus 3 weeks has been the most influential so far at Lewis?
I'd say right now, probably Professor Pogue. He's my computer science teacher. He's been able to help me just because I'm super new at computer science, and it's been challenging, but he's been there helping
Sure.
me.
Weren't you computer science, Rebecca?
Technically, yeah.
Technically, you were for what, like your first year?
My first semester.
Oh, you
and
only
then I
lasted a
changed to
semester.
undecided, yeah.
Got it. Yeah, and you didn't. It wasn't your thing.
No.
Yeah.
Too much. I feel like it's a lot of math.
It could
Oh,
be.
no.
It could be. I'm at the start where right now it's like coding and stuff
Okay.
like that, but
You haven't
I'm
been.
sure
I feel
there
like
is.
it depends on the concentration.
yeah,
That's fair. Yeah, you haven't been like fully ingrained in it yet.
right.
So that's something that you want to pick up as a minor down the road, or is it just a side interest that you're taking classes
Yeah,
for? Or?
definitely down the road. We'll see how this class goes for me.
Sure. the big deciding class.
Yeah.
So obviously you're only a sophomore this year. You've only been at Lewis, for 1 year. But did you have any goals coming in academically or hockey wise? And how are those kind of shaping up so far?
I'd say coming in, I just wanted to keep up, especially after senior year, senioritis.
Of course.
Coming into college, you want to keep up with the grades and the work, and that's where I was nervous playing hockey. But a lot of the guys on the team, especially like Zach Bishop and Michael Egas, would go to the library with me and crank out homework right after practice.
Sure. What was that transition like from kind of handling a high school workload? And I assume you played hockey in high school as well.
Yes.
Having those two together, now moving it up to both the college class workload and the college hockey workload. What was that like for you?
It was a little different just because you're on your own. You have to manage your time a little better in college. I did like the aspect of having your classes spread out sporadically so that you could get work done between classes or right before hockey.
Sure.
Whereas in high school, you'd have to be in school all day and then get your homework done right before hockey, then hockey at night.
Yeah. What was that like in high school? You go to high school from what, like 8 to 3 each day, and then you have hockey right after. What kind of practices did you guys have?
So yeah, 8 to 3, and then we'd have practice from like 7:45 at night to 9 o'clock.
Okay. So they gave you a little bit of time to get some of your work done, which is good. Let's see. We have some more fun questions as well. What's the strangest talent that you have?
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to think. What other answers have we had for this?
Let me pull it up.
Strangest talent.
Didn't Zach say that he could eat a whole thing of ice cream?
Zach,
Wasn't that
yeah.
his?
Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
We had a lot of instrument players.
Really?
Yeah.
Pickle said he could fit a quarter in his belly button.
Pickle was a drummer as well, right?
Yeah, I
believe,
believe
yeah.
so.
And didn't we had 2 guitar players on?
Darcy plays
then
the guitar.
Darcy? Was Justin one of the others?
I believe so.
I don't know. I know that at some point last semester that we had like this full Lewis hockey band planned out, and like we just needed a couple more like missing pieces, and then we could have a full band from you guys.
I forget who, but somebody
based on
offered
the
to play
talents.
the triangle. I don't
I
remember
can't
who
remember who
that
that
was.
was, but we could work that in somehow. Put together a hockey band. Let's see. What are 3 things on your bucket list that you would like to do? This is a thinker, so
Yeah.
take some time if you need it.
I guess one would be to get my private pilot license.
Okay,
Because I actually started out as a flight major and changed
Okay.
to UAS.
got it.
Second would be to probably, I was big into Shark Week this year, so
Okay.
probably swim with some sharks.
That would be cool. Be
Um,
a little risky,
No,
but
thanks.
yeah. And then third, probably just travel somewhere, not sure where, but
travel somewhere nice.
yeah.
Get yourself a good vacation. Yeah.
Yeah.
What have we all heard for?
A lot of skydiving.
Skydiving.
That's true. Yeah. Skydiving's a popular one.
Yeah.
I feel like especially with the college crowd, like you always see like a whole group going skydiving on like sometime during the summer. I feel like it's like the thing to do before you get too old. I don't know. It's just that college adrenaline rush that you get. You just got to go jump out of a plane.
I guess
so.
Just
Yeah.
something about it. I don't know. I've never really been, attracted to it, but whatever floats your boat. This is a fun one. If you can invite anyone, alive or dead, to dinner, what would it be and why? And then we like to add on, what meal would you serve?
Ooh. I'm going to go hockey and say Wayne Gretzky.
Okay, nice. Solid choice. Can't go
Yeah.
wrong. Can't go wrong. What kind of meal would you serve the gray one?
Probably steak. Just
Steak?
my favorite
That's a
meal,
classic.
yeah.
Yeah. We had
Both goalies said the same person with the same meal.
Really?
we had them on back-to-back weeks too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just a coincidence. They both said,
Stephen Hawking with pasta and meatballs.
and I think like Justin almost like fell out of his chair when he heard that Colton said the same thing. I don't know. It was just that it was that goalie partnership connection that they have, I guess.
Yeah.
When Zach and Parshall came on for the same episode, and Parshall went first and said that he would serve sushi to Jesus, and Zach was struggling to find an answer, but he ended up saying Kevin Hart and
Hot wings.
and hot wings, and Partial almost he went crazy. He's like Kevin Hart. I say Jesus, and you choose Kevin Hart. It was hilarious. There was he had like I don't know. He just like went off on Zach. He's like Kevin Hart, and Zach was that was a hilarious episode. Lots of good moments from that one. Let's see. If you could only keep one app on your phone, what would it be?
I'd say a little embarrassed to say this, but TikTok.
Okay.
That's what Zach said too.
You've kind of hopped on.
Me and the roommates are big into TikTok. We call it a TikTok trance.
Okay.
We'll get in a TikTok trance, and we'll try and have to snap each other out of it.
You'll just be on it for hours on end.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've never downloaded it, and I don't know if I want to, so I can avoid that.
You
know?
get sucked into it.
Yeah.
I've watched like people throw them on YouTube
Uh-huh.
and like compilations, so I'll watch those. I don't know if I could download the app though. I feel like I'd just get lost in it. It would just be too much, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause
I will say I've never made a TikTok.
Okay, you haven't reached that point yet.
No.
Will
not
we
yet.
see some Matt Moro TikToks in the future?
We'll see.
If
We'll
there's
see.
just like a shot of creativity that comes to you, at one point.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of hockey stuff on there though too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know. I feel like every sector has their side of TikTok that people can come to, but
Yeah.
there's something for everyone, I guess. Top 3 burger toppings. Your ultimate burger.
Oh. Probably ketchup, pickles, and lettuce.
A classic.
Yeah.
I like that. What did we all?
I'm just looking at
Someone
everybody
made like a
has
really creative one though.
Jack.
I would say it was Jack.
And he called it the heart attack special because it's bacon, lettuce, jalapenos, ketchup, pepper jack cheese, mayonnaise, hot sauce, and cheesy fries.
Wow.
So Jack went a little over the 3 toppings, but we'll allow it for something like that. But I mean, for a guy with an Instagram like he has,
He does.
what can you expect?
Yeah.
He's got to go above and beyond.
For all those who are wondering, Jack eats out.
Jack eats out. Is the page still active though? Because I thought we checked.
I was looking because my mom wanted to see it, and I couldn't find it.
Oh no, has it been taken down?
Let's check.
Oh, we got to revive it.
Yeah.
We got to get that back. Maybe in time for the hockey season.
Yeah.
Get some road trip pictures on there.
Yeah.
That'll be the perfect time to give it a little rebirth. If you guys, for your team, would have an arm wrestling tournament, single elimination bracket, who would come out on top?
Ooh. There's a few that I'm thinking. There's our captain Ernie,
Okay.
assistant captain Dylan Partial,
Okay.
other assistant captain Zach Bishop. Let's think. I'd say those 3, and
Those three?
I think Partial comes out.
Partial comes out on
Yeah.
top. I could see that.
A lot of people said partial.
Yeah.
A lot of people said Partial.
And Esty.
Esty.
Esty was a popular pick
Yeah.
last year. Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned Zach is an assistant captain this year.
Yes.
That is new for the season,
Yeah.
correct? Correct. Okay. And then, so it'll be him, Partial, Ernie's captain, obviously.
And then
Is there another assistant then?
Yeah, me.
Oh, it is you.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice, nice. Okay, we're kind of speculating, going through the rush, like, who will it be? And this is Ernie's last season as well for captain, 'cause he's a senior as well.
Yes. Everyone is hoping that he'll come back for a 5th year. So Ernie, if you're listening,
Oh,
please
look
come
at that.
back for a 5th
We
year.
can start the campaign on the show. We can
Yeah.
just plug that every week, hopefully.
We'll just constantly bring it up when we have him on
Exactly. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We're like, there's a rumor.
Rumor,
Just constantly
yes.
bring it up. We can just kind of speak it into existence eventually. I feel. If we
Yeah.
just keep talking about it enough.
Yeah.
If you were stranded on an island and help was coming in a week, and you could only bring 2 teammates with you, who would they be and why?
First one has to be Zach Bishop, my roommate.
Okay.
Second, I'm thinking Ligas.
Ligas? Okay.
Yeah.
Reasons for Bishop and Ligas.
Bishop, he's a good guy. He's my buddy, so
Okay.
gotta have him there.
Sure.
Ligas, it's just also a good guy. He's been working out too, so good workout buddy.
He can take some of the manual labor
Oh, yeah.
if necessary.
Yeah.
Who did we all have?
Jack actually said you because you have a good laugh. A couple of people said Joey from last year because he's very resourceful and he could keep him
I
alive.
could see that.
And then I think my personal favorite was Justin said Colton for comedic relief.
Someone said Darcy because he would just like make friends with anyone else on the island,
He would.
and like the people
Colton said that.
the people would come to rescue you, but you wouldn't leave because you were already like you were that close with with the natives on the island already from Jack being there. This one is a odd question that Rebecca found. How did you even find this question? You found it on some online list,
like
right?
2, 3 in the morning. I was looking for just some fun random questions.
This one is
And this one was in a article for like job interviews.
Huh.
This was a
So,
job. Okay.
Yes.
That surprised
I
me.
did not hear it in either of my internship interviews, which I'm upset about, but
This one is our throw you for a loop question. How would you react if you were transformed into a fish?
Into a fish.
Yes. What would be your first reaction to becoming a fish?
Well, first I have to ask what kind of fish?
Jack
Any
asked
fish you
that too.
want.
That was the first question that Jack had too, was what kind of fish? What did Jack choose? I think Jack chose a
Jack
shark or
and
something.
Chris both just said they were just going to be a shark.
Yeah.
Great white shark. That's what I
So-
would. So I'd pick.
If you were transformed into a great white shark, what would be your first reaction?
Where's the meal?
Gotta look for the food.
Of course.
I can't blame you. I guess you have to think about, are you being transformed into the fish where you currently are, or you get sent to water while you're at it?
Yeah.
Because that could be quite problematic if you
Yes.
get transformed into a shark in the studio.
Yeah.
I have a water bottle.
There you go. Yeah, that'll supply plenty of water. If you could spend the day in any of your teammates' shoes, who would it be and why?
It would probably be Darcy.
Darcy? Okay.
Yeah. Just to see what goes on in his head.
Someone
He-
said that about Gore, right?
Justin said that about Edling, and then who is it? Dylan said it about Gore because, and I quote, "He's a living myth."
Yeah, I Darcy just because he's funny. Yeah. He's
Just want to walk a day in his
Yeah.
shoes, just see what's happening.
right.
I feel like his mind is just going like 1,000 miles an hour, and like it never stops.
Yeah.
just keep going, no stopping, constant thinking.
Yeah.
I want to go back to something you mentioned before. You said that you switched from aviation flight to UAS.
Yeah.
Is that for this year, or was it for second semester last year?
That was for this year.
For this year, okay.
Yeah.
What kind of sparked that change for you?
Probably just doing UAS just gives me more time to think.
Okay.
'Cause if I join the service, I can fly for any of the branches 'cause you need your college degree to fly.
Okay.
And then like money, it's just expensive.
Sure. Of course. So with the decision to join the military, is that based on, did you have a family member that was enlisted before? Is that kind of where it came
Yeah,
from?
so right now my uncle
Okay.
is in the Navy and he's stationed in San Diego.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it sounds like that should be an exciting
Yeah.
future, flying planes for the military.
Yeah.
Or drones in your
Yeah.
case. That would be cool regardless.
Mhm.
Well, we touched on your personal life. We're going to take a quick break,
Mhm.
and then we'll be back with some more hockey talk.
Okay.
But this is the Dump and Chase podcast on 88.1. Stay tuned for more hockey talk right after the break. Welcome back to the Dump and Chase podcast on 88.1 FM, WLA The Start, Lewis University in Romeoville, Illinois. Reid and Rebecca in the studio, once again joined by Matt Moro. Before the break, we talked a little bit about school, personal life. We had some oddball questions. We're going to shift focus now back to the main subject, hockey, of course, what we all want to talk about. And we're going to go back to right when you started playing hockey. How old were you, and what kind of made you get into the sport?
So I was 3 years old when I started skating, and then I want to say I was 5 when I started actually playing games.
Okay.
My dad grew up playing the sport, and then my older brother was playing, so I think I was just sort of pushed into it.
Sure. Does your older brother still play?
No, he was a goalie, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, he had hip problems.
Got it. Okay. Do you have any memories of your first time skating?
I do.
You do? What
Yeah.
was that like?
It was good.
Okay.
I still remember my coach, Coach Brandon. He helped me helped me with my skating. One specific memory I have is just doing like my first crossover.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of feeling of finally getting it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been learning how to skate since February, and I haven't gotten quite to crossovers yet. Because I feel like it'll just be like the balance is like, oh, do I commit? But I feel like you just have to commit to it and just go for it.
Yeah.
I know that Parcel told the story of his first skate. Didn't his mom send him out with like figure skates on?
I want to say,
and
yeah.
he like absolutely hated it. Like he started crying. But then he finally got hockey skates on, and it helped a lot. It's always fun to hear about where everyone starts from, though, because everyone's got a little bit of a different story.
Yeah.
So throughout the years of your career, what kind of what kind of drove you to continue with hockey? Because, I don't know if you played any other sports growing up or, exposed to some others, but what was it about hockey that kind of just stuck?
Yeah. Growing up, I played hockey, baseball, soccer, and then I stopped playing soccer as I got into middle school.
Okay.
And I played hockey, basketball, baseball. Figured out I wasn't good at basketball. And then into high school, our baseball team was really good, so I figured I'd just stick to hockey. And my junior year, I was on 2 teams, so I played for my high school, and then I played Central States. And that's kind of when like things started to take off, where I was able to skate with some of the better players. And then senior year, I did pretty well, so I figured I could try and play college.
Sure. That's cool. Let's see. Any players that you kind of model your play style after?
I think going into college, I tried learning from Matt Ernsting, Dylan Parshall, Zach Bishop, Chris
Sure.
Esty, Joey Finn, Nick Mate, all of them.
Just kind of learning from the veterans, seeing
Yeah.
I imagine that just even being around those guys, just being exposed to their play styles before even
Yeah.
games began just helped you kind of adjust to the new level of play.
Yeah.
Because I imagine, the speed and the physicality of college is much different than high school play.
Yeah, and that's where like practice was different, because in high school nobody would hit or anything.
Oh,
But
sure.
in college, it's a little different with practice.
Yeah. Especially for someone like you that went from high school to college, not going through the juniors either.
Yeah.
Was there ever a thought about you playing juniors after high school, taking like a year to play juniors, or not really?
No, my parents are more about education, so
Sure.
they said unless you're playing tier 1, go to college.
Unless you're going to the league.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything specific that you had to give up over the years to continue playing hockey?
Not really. I think just my junior year with playing on 2 teams, that kind of I wasn't able to hang out with friends as much.
Sure.
Go to football games, basketball games, school dances. So I'd say just that year.
Were there with those 2 teams? Was that 2 seasons at the same time then, or was
Yeah.
one? Okay.
So I was on the ice every day of the week.
So that's a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
Wow. So 7 days a week, and then games, on top of that for both teams.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I imagine that really helps you improve a ton,
Yeah.
though, just playing that much,
Yeah.
just getting that ice time, which is really good. So your current number is 9,
Yes.
if I'm correct with my memory after it's been a little bit. Any reason that you chose that number? Is that what you wore in high school or new
No.
thing for college?
I actually wore 87 for
Oh,
high
got
school,
it.
and Captain Matt Ernsting had that, so I couldn't take it. I don't know why I chose 9.
Okay.
Good number.
87 in high school from Sidney Crosby, one
Yes.
could assume, of course. I imagine that's where Matt gets his number from as well.
Maybe.
I can't think of any other 87s in the league that are as popular as him,
Yeah.
unless there's some personal connection for Matt, but I imagine it's Crosby. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we have him on the show. Maybe next year, 5th year senior,
Yeah.
possibly.
Fifth
Who
year.
knows?
Fifth
We could
year
have
Matt.
we could have Matt for season 30. There you go. Do you have any nicknames from the team?
No, just
No?
Moro.
Just Moro?
Yeah, guys call me
Keep
Moro.
it classic. Did we have any good ones from the guys?
Honestly, I'm completely blanking.
I feel like a
don't
lot of
think
them are
so.
pretty basic. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of last names. That's a very big.
Yeah.
It's a very big sport and hockey thing, though.
Yeah.
Let's see. What role do you think you've played on the team so far through your first season at Lewis? Obviously, looking at the stats, you were very influential with your time on the ice with point production. But what kind of role do you think you fill on that team?
I think my freshman year, I was just trying to find the way. I was more quiet, so I took that quiet role.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely point production was a big thing, and then having my two line mates, Nick Mate and Pickle, they both helped me.
Sure. But was that kind of a role that you grew into with the team as being a goal scorer, or was that, was that something that the coaches had recognized early on, or did that kind of progress throughout the season for you?
I think the first weekend I played, I had 3 goals. So
Got off to a hot start.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you want to start. Yeah. I remember that. I think our first broadcast we had you on after the game.
Yeah.
I remember. And you scored that hat trick. So no other way you'd want to start your collegiate career. You had it made. You had kind of like the Austin Matthews debut of collegiate. So looking at last season, we kind of talked about how it's going to be different with COVID. But in terms of rituals, did you have any pregame rituals last season? Kind of get you in the zone.
I guess just types of music I'd listen to. If one genre was working for me, that's the genre I had to listen to. Yeah.
Sure.
And then it was left side I had to get on first before right.
Okay.
I had the game day underwear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had to wear that underwear for game day.
Nice.
And then me, Zach Bishop, and Chris Esty would always drive together.
Okay.
And we had the same playlist. We actually found later in the season we had to stop at the same gas station. Esty had to go in, get the same drink, and Zach had to go in, and then drive to the rink.
Is that what fueled that postseason push that you guys had? Of course. The stop at the gas station. That's great. I know when we had Colton on the show, he talked us through his
gum routine.
He has a gum chewing routine.
Yeah.
Where a new stick of gum for like a different phase of getting ready almost, and different music to correspond to it. I feel like that's just a goalie thing though.
Yeah.
I feel like goalies just have all the superstitions.
Goalies are weird.
That's been the general consensus, and I feel like the goalies would agree with that too.
Yeah.
But they don't seem to be mad about it. What kind of music do you listen to pregame, and is there any one song that really gets you locked in?
Genre, at the start it was like rap, and then I want to say mid-season it turned to like old like rock songs.
Okay.
Like 80s, 90s, or 70s, 80s, 90s. But then always before going onto the ice, we'd have to listen to Loud. I'm not sure who it's by.
Okay.
But that was like a team ritual thing.
Sure, just kind of like the team pump up song,
Yeah.
get everyone ready. That's cool. Did you have any rituals between periods? Because I know some guys like to keep all their gear on. Some guys like to take some of it off, cool off a little bit. Anything for you?
Not really. Just sit there and yeah.
Jack told us that if he gets his skates tied perfectly pregame, they stay on the whole game because you got to have the perfect tightening of your skates, which I guess is fair though.
Yeah.
Because if they feel good, it's kind of confidence inspiring.
Yeah.
You're skating a little bit better, or at least you think you are.
Yeah.
It's all about the mind games though
Yeah.
with yourself though, which is real interesting. If you could play any other sport at the collegiate level, which one would it be?
I think baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah. I grew up playing baseball, and my dad played in college.
Okay.
So
What position were you?
I was shortstop, second base.
Got it. Okay. Justin played baseball as well, correct?
Yeah.
I think Justin was a catcher though,
Okay.
which would be very fitting for a
Yeah.
hockey goalie. You can see a little bit of carryover there. What's the most important lesson that you've learned from your time in hockey?
I'd say probably never quit.
Sure.
Just no matter what the score is or what you're going through with life, just never quit.
Yeah. We've seen some crazy scoring games from you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, 8-6 finals or something, or even with all the penalties and stuff. There's a one game, what was it, the second period had 9 combined goals and 11 combined penalties between both teams. It was crazier. There was the one. What was the game where both teams, like all 5 of their guys, got tossed or something for? It was late in the game.
Was
I think.
was that Marquette?
I think it was
Yeah.
Marquette. Yeah, I remember that just being like mass hysteria down there because Jake and I are up top calling the game, trying to pick apart who's getting removed from each
Yeah.
team. And it's like, okay, is that person? And they're like, okay, there are actually 5. At one point, there were 5 guys in each penalty box.
Yeah, that was me, Zach Bishop, Connor Johnson, Joey Finn, and David Pickle.
I think Pickle was the one that grabbed food from the scorer's tray
Yeah.
as well. He had like a carrot or something as he was skating off. But I remember that game. That was wild. Out of all your teammates, from last season, which one do you think you've learned the most from?
I think Chris Esty.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was like the big lesson that Chris taught you?
I think Chris was always the hardest worker at practice, so he sort of instilled that in me,
Sure.
where always like push yourself in practice, and then that's the way you play in the game.
Chris was always a guy that you could see on the ice how much passion
Yeah.
that he was playing with. You could tell that after every game he just left it all out there.
Yeah.
There was nothing left in the tank,
Yeah.
which was, it made it fun to watch him
Yeah.
play as well because he was always going. What kind of team bonding activities take place for you guys, especially, coming off your freshman
Yeah.
year? How do you kind of, get acclimated to the team?
There's always the hockey department that guys go to.
Uh-huh.
They're this year Matt Ernsting and Dylan Parshall are living at. Sewer before practice and games.
Of course.
Yeah, always have to have the sewer. What else there was just talking in the locker room,
Sure.
getting close to with everyone.
Who would you say is the best sewer player on the team?
Oh, there's so many good players. I can't even choose one. I could tell you there's Matt Ernsting, Dylan Parshall, Jack Darcy, Connor Johnson, Zach Bishop. They're all superior sewer players.
Well, we've seen pregame, like, those games can get intense.
Oh yeah.
Like, when it gets going and, like, you guys are, like, playing for real,
Yeah.
those get going, which is fun to watch if we catch it out of the corner of our eye as we're setting up. Looking as you as a player, what do you think your best skill is?
I think I'd say my hockey IQ is up there.
Okay.
Patience with the puck, and then just knowing where to shoot the puck.
Sure. If you could have a player card in the NHL games, what do you think your highest rating category would be?
Are we basing this off of last year?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'd say hopefully at least a 90 overall.
Okay. What do you think your high, if you were to look at kind of the breakdown of your categories,
Mhm.
which one do you think would rank the highest?
Probably my speed,
Okay.
one of them. I like to think I have good hands, so stick handling is one of them too.
Sure. If you could borrow a skill from a teammate, what skill would it be, and who would it come from?
I think I want Zach Bishop and Matt Ernsting's shot. They both
Okay.
have really good shots.
We talked to the goalies, or Justin, about Zach's shot
Yeah.
and how Zach can always find a hole somewhere
Yeah.
in the goalie to get it through. And we also heard from
That
Zach.
was before he had glass or contacts.
That was before he had contacts too, and Justin was even more surprised to hear that the puck or that the goal was blurry for Zach as well, and he was still sniping it past him.
Yeah.
If your teammates could choose an animal to describe your playing style, what would it be?
I think a fox.
Oh, I like
Just-
that.
Cunning.
Sure.
I'm not one to get like into the dirty areas, but I find an area.
Sure. You're always just kind of there,
Yeah.
You always just know where to be. Yeah. I can see that. This is a new question though. We
Yeah,
haven't
that's a
asked this
new
one before.
question.
Got it. We'll need to add that to the list and see what
Yeah.
the other guys come up with. If you could play for any NHL team, who would you go to?
probably go to the. Well, I think my first answer has to be the Blackhawks, just because I'm from Illinois.
The
and,
hometown Hawks,
yeah.
of course.
But if I were to choose one out of the state, it'd be probably Lightning.
Tampa Bay?
Yeah, living in Florida.
That would be nice.
And them being so good. So.
Yeah, I would say that they've always had a solid team.
Yeah.
And maybe this is finally.
Hopefully their year.
Maybe finally their year. I know that Jake would love it to be their year
Yeah.
because they have been so close
Yeah.
so many times, and just I don't know. I feel like they always just kind of trip over their own feet
Yeah.
when they get there. You know, they always make it, and then I don't know, just something small happens. And
Yeah.
if you were to make it into the league, would you rather have a Stanley Cup or be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'd say probably Stanley Cup, just because the whole team can enjoy that.
Sure.
Yeah.
The team mentality, of
Yeah.
course. Getting more to some more, let's say, unique hockey questions.
Mm-hmm.
What is the strangest thing you've seen happen on the ice?
Strangest.
Your
thing?
hockey oddity. It can be from any point of your hockey career.
I'd probably say the strangest thing is like a steel breaking like in the middle of a play, and then that person not being able to skate.
Oh yeah, that must be a little nerve wracking
Yeah.
because you're just kind of stuck out there with one blade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you where you've been stuck out there and just kind of pushing on plastic?
Yeah. That has happened to me before.
Have you lost the whole blade, or have you just lost an edge, or?
No, so sometimes the blade will crack.
Oh, and the thing just completely falls
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
Wow. That must be, that would be a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
I know I've seen it a couple times in NHL games where it happens, and like especially when it happens to a goalie,
Yeah.
because they'll catch it on the post, and then they're just kind of flopping around in the crease
Yeah.
like they don't know what to do. I remember, I think it was one of the Knights games.
Didn't Leonard lose his blade twice?
Yeah, he lost it twice in the same
Yeah.
game. So like, I think it was in the same period as well, against like Chicago or something, and he somehow stayed up, which I don't know, that must have been next to impossible. What is something interesting about you, let's say off the ice, that people may not know about you?
Sting. Not sure. Something interesting.
Any like hidden well, we talked about the hidden talents before.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any hidden
So
talents.
the past guys have said, Jack said he can play the guitar and the harmonica. Chris said he used to like Legos, and then Dylan talked about his tattoo.
Okay.
His stern
tattoo.
as he
Yeah.
called it. Yeah, I forgot about that. And then Jack talked about the ice cream, right?
I believe, yeah, that's
That was
when he talked about
that
it.
was a friend of Zach's suggestion. After he couldn't think of anything, someone texted him and told him to talk about the ice cream eating, which is hilarious. Did you put your equipment on in any specific order? You said left to right,
Yeah.
but are you a skates then pants or pants then skates? Because I know that's a hotly debated topic.
Yeah, I'm a pants and then skates.
Pants and then skates.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so it's got to be undergarment and then left shin guard, right shin guard, left sock, right sock, pants, left skate, right skate.
Got it. And then for, is it left glove, right glove?
Yeah.
Left elbow, right
Yeah.
elbow, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Are you a cage or a bubble wearer?
I'm a bubble.
You're a bubble.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever worn a cage?
Growing up all
Okay.
through my hockey career has been a cage.
Okay. When did you switch to the bubble?
This year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. How come?
I don't know. I think all skill guys wear bubbles. So
Just had to,
yeah.
if you look the part,
Yeah.
kind of that confidence booster,
Yeah.
You guys have a lot of guys on your team, though, that wear the bubble, though.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of surprised by, because I feel like a lot of times you see the guys rocking the cage.
Yeah.
But I remember when we had Partial on, we asked him why he keeps his helmet out of the locker room during the intermissions. And we didn't know if it was like a superstition thing, but he literally just said so the bubble doesn't fog up.
Huh.
So we're like, okay, that was, kind of an anticlimactic answer, but,
Yeah.
we were thinking it was going to be a little bit more superstitious, but it ended up not being. But let's see, what's your biggest hockey pet peeve?
Pet peeve. I don't like when drills are messed up.
Ah, okay. On the
Yeah.
coach's part or on player's part?
Mostly players.
Okay,
I know I've had my fair share of messing up the drill,
sure.
but you never like to see a drill being messed up.
You're just kind of working in the flow of it, and
Yeah.
then something goes
Something
wrong.
goes wrong, and
And everything just gets all thrown off.
yeah.
That's fair. Let's see. If a player from the team had to fill in and coach a game, something would happen to the coaches. Players got to step up behind the bench. Who's your pick?
Dylan Partial.
Partial?
Yeah.
Just for that energy he would provide?
energy, and then there was a period of time where he was injured I think his shoulder,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm not exactly sure. He was just on the bench coaching guys up.
Kind of towards the end of the season, I
Yeah.
think, because I
The
remember.
second game of Marion, he was out.
Yeah. And he was
yeah.
coaching guys up. Did an awesome job.
That's good.
Yeah.
So if anyone ever needs to step in, maybe a post graduation, position for
Maybe.
partial assistant coach.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I feel like he would be the best kind of coach to mic up as well.
Yeah.
Because you would get so much. You would get so much from him.
Yeah.
Because last year we mic'd up
Ernie
and Jack during warm-ups, and we got some gold from them.
Yeah.
It was great. So we want to, we were hoping to do it this season, but now we have to wait until
Yeah.
January. But hopefully we can mic more of you guys up, because that was hilarious. 'Cause some of those guys are just riots. I mean, like, Jack was like singing along to the
Yeah.
music. Jack was. He stepped on the ice, and like the first thing he says is like, "Oh, I'm so mic'd up right now," and he's just skating circles, just yelling this, like he was telling it to the other team. Like everyone knew, and it was hilarious. We got to use some of it for the recruiting video we made,
Yep.
which was hilarious to listen to, and even Matt provided us with our intro, which was great. Much to his surprise.
He commented on it too.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
When he texted, he's like, the video was awesome. He's like, I really like the intro too.
Oh yeah, because I remember that was for the first game, and then we went to B-Dubs afterwards.
Oh yeah.
And I remember Matt kind of like looked over on our end of the table. He's like, he's like, wait, did you guys actually get the intro? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, are you gonna use it? And we're like, probably. And he just started dying laughing. Let's see, if you could participate in a skills competition that the NHL All-Star has, what category do you think you would excel in the most?
I'm not fast enough for the speed
Okay.
portion. I'd say maybe shot accuracy,
Sure.
or passing.
You could
One
do
of
that.
those.
What was that new one they had in St. Louis where they put like the guys up on like the 100 level concourse, and they would
Uh-huh.
shoot onto the ice like over the stands?
Okay.
That was interesting. I can't remember what they called it, but they had like all the
I don't
different
remember.
targets
Yeah.
set up, and they brought down the net so they could shoot right onto the ice.
Yeah.
That would be kind of fun to do. I feel like I wouldn't hit a single shot, but it would still be fun to give it a go. Let's see. If both of the goalies were to go down
Uh-huh.
during a game, who is the player that's hopping over the bench and strapping up the pads?
Probably Dylan Partial.
Partial?
Just being that team player, team guy.
You heard Partial a
he'll
lot.
step up.
There was a lot of partials, a lot
Yeah.
of Darcy, and then Chris said Bishop. Zach.
I can see Bishop hopping in there too, because Partial and Bishop work at a goalie school
Yeah.
during the off
They
season.
do.
Which I was surprised to hear.
Yeah.
2 defensemen at a goalie school, but
Yeah. Probably for they both have pretty hard shots, so.
that's true. Yeah, they can test the goalies
Yeah.
pretty well. Then there you go. Let's see, who has the worst tape job on the team? I feel like we kind of know already where this one may be going,
I
but
got the same answer for all of them.
It's I hate to say it, but Zach. I don't.
That's what
I don't-
everybody said.
I don't know if I like his tape job.
he went like with the candy cane though,
Yeah.
which is just, I don't know, it's something.
Yeah.
The candy cane is something, but he said that it hasn't not worked,
Yeah.
so he's just gonna stick with it.
Either him or not that Ernsting's tape job is bad. It's just he wouldn't retape it.
Didn't
for-
Zach do his tape jobs?
Yeah, Zach would do his tape jobs, but like all throughout practices and sometimes games, it wouldn't be taped, and it would just drive probably Bishop crazy.
Because do you retape your stick before each game?
Yes.
Get fresh tape.
Yeah,
Okay.
unless I do really well.
Sure, gotta stick with that
Yeah.
then. But Ernie just uses the same
Yeah.
tape. Wow. I feel like it would just like start to fall apart eventually.
Yeah, that would happen.
And then that's just the point of changing it.
Yeah.
Is it just because he doesn't like to tape his sticks or what?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Bishop isn't available to tape him one day, and he just goes a game with the old
Yeah.
tape. There you go. Who in the locker room has the cleanest stall, and who has the dirtiest stall?
I'm not sure who's the cleanest just because we have a specific way to do it.
Okay.
But I know the dirtiest is Eric Pickles.
Everybody said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We have heard stories about how Pikowicz will just, like, Duff will just appear in his stall, and no one knows where it comes from, and then one weekend it'll just be gone,
Yeah.
and no one knows where it goes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I know. Maybe he just feels the need to just bring a lot of stuff, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
You can never have enough pairs of socks, I guess.
Yeah.
Because didn't we hear about how he just has a
Steve
ton of
said
socks?
he had all those socks
Yeah.
in his
Yeah.
locker.
Yeah.
You know, I guess if one pair is just not doing it for you, you know, you got to switch it up one day.
Yeah.
There
As
you
long
go.
as they're clean.
That's
That's
where,
true.
yeah, I don't know.
Who has the best and worst hair on the team?
Ooh, I'd say best hair when Ernie has his flow going. Ernie. Or who else has really nice flow? No, I'd say when Ernie has his flow, probably Ernie.
What about worst hair?
Worst hair? I don't know. Probably Gore. I don't know. Just because I don't like his way, but it could be me. It could be anyone on any given day.
Anyone on a particular day?
Oh yeah, or Darcy. Darcy has good flow.
Darcy, when he was on, I asked him the question, and he looks at me. He's like, "Well, Reid, I have pretty good hair myself."
Yeah, he does.
Can't blame him though.
Yeah.
Can't blame him though. Who is the best and worst skater on the team? If there's someone that's gonna like catch an edge or like toe pick on the team.
Best skater would either be from this year, probably Zach or Ernie.
Okay.
Last year Esty was a really good skater, and so was Nick Mate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know worst skater. Are you like technique or like speed?
Let's say technique, because we'll ask about speed
Okay.
next.
I don't know. I don't know.
Everyone's just gotten to the point where they can skate
Yeah.
fine for where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's a good point to be at.
Yeah.
As for speed, who would be the fastest guy?
Zach Bishop.
Zach Bishop.
Yeah.
Who would you say from last year's roster? Would it still be Bishop?
Either Bishop or Esty.
Okay.
I would say probably Bishop though.
Got it. He can move fast for a defenseman
Yeah.
too, which
Yeah.
is surprising.
Yeah.
We asked the goalies this, and I think a couple other guys about which goalie from last year, so Colton and Justin,
Uh-huh.
who would win in a goalie race with goalie gear on.
Yeah, I think we had them race.
Did you really?
And I want
I feel like we heard about
yeah.
that.
I think we do. Yeah.
I want to say Colton won
Okay.
by not much
By a
though.
hair?
Yeah.
Okay. If either goalie were to need to skate out and play defense or forward, who do you think would best fill that role?
I think Justin, just because he used to play defense for his old college team, because whenever they would need players, he would have
Yeah.
to skate
It
out.
would just, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I remember he told us about that. He only played a couple games as
Yeah.
D, but oh man, that would be, I don't know, that would be an interesting
Yeah.
transition. Who on the team has the best style?
Best style, either Dylan Parshall or Darcy.
Darcy?
Yeah, I think just because, Dylan works at Lululemon, so he's always got, got
okay.
Lululemon on.
Fair enough.
And then Darcy, he's got a good style.
He's got a good closet to choose from.
Yeah.
Who has the best hands on the team?
I think that Matt Ernsting, yeah.
Matt Ernsting?
Yeah. He's got some pretty nasty hands.
He's a good stick handler, yeah. Yeah, he can really kind of finesse his way around the defense.
Yeah.
One thing that we wanted to add for this show is we wanted to kind of ask you who you think we should have on the show next, so we can kind of let the players guide the teammates through the show.
Yeah.
So maybe give us like a top 3 of who should be on next week's episode. This also helps us with planning, because sometimes it's
3.
tricky, because if the first 2 guys don't have,
Yeah.
if they aren't available, then it's like, oh, who do we go to next? So
For sure. We'll go first Ernie, just so we can get him to play a 5th year.
Gotta start plugging that early and often,
yeah.
of course.
So Ernie, Ligas. I think Ligas would be a good guy to have. Someone new or someone older?
Oh, we could do some of the new guys.
New guys. Actually, we haven't really like met any like the front. We had one team meeting, but it wasn't super
In depth.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about any of the new guys.
How many new players you guys have coming in?
I think right now we have 5 or 6.
Okay, got it.
With one of them being a goalie.
Okay, yeah, because we'll need to fill the hole in the goalie position.
Yeah.
Justin will have a new goalie partner to form that bond with, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
We'll have to get the new guys on eventually. I feel, hopefully hopefully COVID ends somewhat shortly, so we
Yeah.
can have more people in the studio.
Yeah.
To get maybe a new guy coming with a veteran on the team. That would
Yeah.
be cool. But I think our next one has to be Ernie.
Yeah.
We got to find a way to plug the fifth year senior.
Plug the fifth year in there.
Of course, have him come back.
Every other question, just plug it in.
Yeah, we can just keep plugging like this is your 4th year, but you may be back for a 5th.
Or get one of the coaches on.
We were thinking about that. So here's our idea for.
Maybe we shouldn't say it over air just so he doesn't hear it.
So okay, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and hope that he's not
Okay.
listening. But our plan for the coaches interview is that we do a video of it
Okay.
and we introduce it like I'll be interviewing them like normal, but then we pull a switcheroo and have one of the players come out and interview Mark. Because I think that would add like
Yeah.
a nice twist to the interview.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
and get
fun.
a little bit more, like, I don't want to say genuine answers, but kind of get him out of his comfort zone a
Yeah.
little bit, which would be good. And now that Pico's sticking around, we could
Yeah.
do it with him too. I feel like those two together,
Oh,
we could
yeah.
have them interview each other.
Ooh.
Pico interviews Mark and Mark interviews Pico. That would be funny to watch. I feel like
Yeah.
they would just throw so many oddball questions at each
Oh,
other
yeah.
just to kind of trip them up.
Yeah.
That would be funny. Yeah, so we need to get one of the coaches eventually, which would be great.
Yeah.
And maybe have a surprise appearance from the players.
Yeah.
One question we added last semester as well is if you have any questions for us. We've been asking you questions for the last hour. Do you have
Okay.
any questions for us?
One question. What was your favorite aspect or part of the road trip last year?
Oh, that's a good one. We haven't gotten that one
Yeah.
yet. I like that. Favorite aspect of the road trip? I don't know. I think it was just kind of being like surrounded by the hockey culture
Yeah.
and really seeing like how tight the bond is.
Yeah.
Like we heard the whole semester of, like the word brotherhood being thrown
Yeah.
around, as to a point that it became, almost a cliche.
Yeah.
But really kind of seeing that in action.
Yeah.
Because you see that you see it on the ice during a game, but just
Mhm.
seeing it off the ice, just kind of the camaraderie that's a part of the team.
Definitely.
That was really cool to see just the whole connection between you guys. It truly is like a big family.
Yeah.
Which was really cool to see. I
I'd
don't know
just
about
say
you.
the team dinners and lunches. There were
Yeah,
some
those were
pretty
hilarious.
entertaining conversations
Yeah.
that went on.
That's true. Yeah. Those were good. I just remember Justin at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Gotta take the kids to swim practice.
A lot of stuff that we can't say on air. But any other questions for us that you can think of? Jack kind of regurgitated some of the ones that we had
Yeah.
for him. So if you would like to take a look at Rebecca's iPad,
Yeah.
and maybe that'll help. We got the fish question from Jack, of course.
Yep.
'Cause that one's
Okay. Do you guys have any pre-air rituals?
I usually try to eat,
Okay.
depending on the show is, especially with it being at 6.
Yeah.
By the way, we should mention the shows from Mondays
6 to 9.
from 6 to 9 each week. Yeah, I think just like getting food and
Yeah.
just making sure that you're ready, like
I
question-wise.
eat and then I go in a room and I just swear because you can't swear on air, so I just have to get it all out.
Yeah.
I don't know, for me it's just kind of like, I don't know, feeling somewhat prepared because there's nothing worse than going into something like this, like not feeling like
Yeah.
you know what you're doing,
Right.
which you can relate to with
Yeah.
sports as well, but like you want to make sure that you know the guests, your
Yeah.
questions and stuff, so you don't get taken for a loop or things like that. But that's like with anything. We had our newscast today, and
That was interesting.
trying to get everything figured out for that was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like just the preparation, just hopefully if you prepare enough, it'll go well.
Yeah.
It has so far though, which is good.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of good episodes with you guys, and it's been great to get to know you guys more.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Any pet peeves that a guest does?
Oh, pet peeves for a guest.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, that's a good one. I don't know because, I don't know.
The only one I can really think of is when we had Dylan and Zach here. I was sitting over there, so I didn't have a microphone,
Uh-huh.
so I didn't have the headphones, and they kept covering their mouth, and I lip
Oh.
read.
Okay.
So half the time I was like, okay, I'm just gonna guess at what they're saying.
That's true. Yeah. Pet peeves from guests. I don't know. We've had what now 7, 8 guys on from the team, and they've all been good. There hasn't been a dud of an episode yet, and
No.
and I don't think there will be.
Yeah.
Which is good. So I don't know. We haven't found any pet peeves yet.
Okay.
That's like the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, what I don't. I really can't relate to that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think we've had some good episodes so
Yeah.
far, which
Okay.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just on behalf of the hockey team, thank you for last season. And,
Oh yeah, it
and
was
Thank
a
you
lot
for
of fun.
having us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys. I mean, we'll tell this to a lot of people. You guys are, the most accommodating
Mhm.
team that we work with.
Yeah.
It's always smiles and waves when
Yeah.
we show up, and smiles and waves when we leave.
Yeah.
And you guys are always so willing to do stuff for us. Like with the player profiles we did at the beginning of the
Yeah.
season.
Even this.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and even from the stuff we did early, like for the player profiles, like you guys didn't know who we are, but you guys were still willing
Yeah.
to do that, and that kind of helped with that, or like the interviews, and everything, especially like the road trip.
Mhm.
Like I think that's like the first that has to be the first time that we've sent students on a road trip,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, because there's been talks of, I think it was Adam going down for like the
for
state
volleyball or something.
volleyball.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't think that ever
That didn't
solidified.
happen,
But
no.
but
Yeah.
just kind of, I mean, you guys have been so welcoming to us, which,
Mhm.
which has been great. It makes our job a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Which is great, and we had a lot of fun last semester. We got to do a couple games on the road as well, which is
Yeah.
cool. The
Which
road
is
trip.
that's cool. Not many people get to go on the bus with the team that aren't on
Yeah,
the team.
that
so.
was that was an experience. Needless to say, the whole quick trip, which was hilarious.
trip.
We can make a whole video out of that just by itself.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah, because we mic'd Parcel up for that too. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Yeah, but it was a great
Yeah.
season last year with us, and we got some ideas down the pipeline on how to improve. So once the time comes in January when
Yeah.
we're back for it,
Sounds good.
we can work off of where we started last. But it's been great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Tonight, not a problem. We'll be in contact with Ernie. Maybe
Yeah.
With our 5th-year captain.
5th year captain.
maybe kind of bug him a little bit this week. Hopefully get the future 5th-year captain
Hopefully.
on the show. Thanks so much for coming on the show. It's been great to getting to know you a little bit more, and we're excited for what the next season holds. Whenever that may start. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
January stays the date for it.
Yeah.
But that's been our interview with Matt Moro. You can find it on YouTube whenever Rebecca posts it. We never really know. Probably sometime in the next week, hopefully.
Hopefully.
But other than that, that's been the Dump and Chase show interview portion. We'll be back with some more hockey talk after the break. But thank you to Matt Moro for coming on, and
Thank
we'll
you.
be back with more hockey after some music.